Hey Amber, what are you having for lunch?
I had a calzone leftover calzone that was something my daughter rejected. That's kind of what I do.
Wow, lucky you.
I'm a forager.
Yum.
It was actually really good. Really good. I don't know why she rejected it.
There's mine, a piece of zucchini bread.
That is not, my lunch was way better than that.
Oh, yeah.
Dry piece of toast. I'm going to get us started here in just a minute. I want to keep us on time today, so I don't think everyone's quite back, but I'll get started in just 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to get going. So I'm going to call to order the Parks and Conservation meeting for August, 26th. And I will do roll call. I don't have you all. Do you want to do roll call, Karina, just so I don't mess you up on this?
That's fine. I can do it or you can do it. I'm good either way.
Okay, I don't have everyone in order. Go ahead and do it because I don't have the names written down in order.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Here we go. Stacy Anderson,
Present.
Mirta Becerra,
Present.
John Contos,
Here.
Heather Harp,
Present.
Jordan Hess, absent. Gwen Jones,
Present.
Julie Merritt,
Present.
Jesse Ramos, absent. Amber Sherrill,
Present.
Sandra Vaseca,
Present.
Brian Von Lossberg,
Yep.
Heidi West.
Here.
Okay, and we do have a quorum.
Great, thank you. So we have minutes that were attached from the July 15th meeting, and that was regarding the North Side Pedestrian Bridge Engineering contract. Are there any changes to those minutes? Seeing none, those will stand approved. Let's see. And let's see if we have any public comment on items not on the agenda related to Parks and Conservation. And I do not see any public comment. Actually, let's, maybe another chair can tell me, do we need to get the numbers up on the screen, or would they have had to already register for this?
Amber, this is Brian. It would be good to throw them up on the screen.
Yeah.
They're kind of different. They're separate issues, the registration and the public comment opportunity.
Okay, so if you would get those up on the screen, that would be great. And then I will take some public comment not on the agenda a little later after that as well, since we didn't have
So
those.
I already put it up. I didn't share my screen, but I made it so the YouTube and
Oh, great.
see it.
Okay. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and move on then for right now. And we have Neil Miner here, and he is going to give us a presentation on the purchase of the Polygon, I think they are, shelters. Neil, you want to take over?
Okay, sorry, in the whole sharing screen, my mute button moved. I am recommending council to approve the purchase of these Polygon shelters. We're acquiring, or we're looking to acquire 3 portalet enclosures and 1 picnic shades shelter. These will be for Rose Park, Memorial Rose Park, West Side Park, and Fort Missoula Regional Park for the portalet enclosures. And the picnic shade shelter will be for West Side Park. We are acquiring these together just to save on freight and shipping costs. I think we saved close to $4,000 to $5,000 by purchasing them all together. They, as an example, let me pull up one. This is an example of the shelter, the shade shelter that will be installed at West Side Park as part of the West Side Park master plan that we just created. We are purchasing these via cooperative purchase program just because they are long lead time items. They take a couple months to order, and in the meantime, we will be bidding for construction of these amenities. And then this is the portalet enclosure. This one is the one at MRL Park that was recently constructed. We have been installing these as a cost-effective way to provide restrooms in the parks that are open all year. Usually with restrooms, we just have to winterize them during the winter. So these are kind of extend the season, less maintenance and less vandalism is what we've seen. And then just as an update, with these West Side Park, we're trying to move forward the phase 1 plan, which is the kind of a tot lot, the 2 to 5 playground, the shelter, and the changing and portalet enclosure. The West Side Park one, since it's near a splash pad, will include like a little changing area and a hand wash station. So we could remove the existing bathrooms that are out there that create some problems with crime and everything, and just undesirable uses. Once we have this installed, we'll be able to deconstruct that one and start with the next one. This kind of got moved up because we weren't able to open the splash pads this year. And so we're trying to get this as quickly as possible to kind of eliminate any disruption that the park may see. Is there any questions from anyone?
Thank you, Neil. And so what we're doing here is the recommended motion is to approve the purchase of these shelters from Place-Based Designs for $69,675 and to authorize the mayor to sign that contract. Are there any council questions? Let's see. Sandy.
Thanks. Is that shade shelter a pergola? In that it only provides shade and not like any protection from hail or rain?
Yeah, it's just shade. We have a lot of trees in that park, and they just wanted shade protection. And then there was a lot of comments from the neighborhood that they didn't want to provide full protection just so people wouldn't sleep under the shelter. They wanted just to provide a place for shade on this one. So yes.
Is that the only reason, the comments from the public, the only reason why you went with shade instead of full protection?
Yeah, just because of the neighbor, that's what the public had desired, was just the shade.
Okay, thank you.
Mirta.
Thank you. Neil, could you put up the slide with the illustrations that you had?
This one?
Yeah, I'm just curious about the portable toilet enclosure. Is that for the changing station also? And can you tell me a little bit more about how that would work?
Yeah, so right now you can only see the portalet, and then on the back side is this one is kind of a modified shelter. So we'll have like another, if you've ever been to like a river put in that has like the walls that are like, you could still see feet underneath it, but you can't see anything else. So I'll have kind of like the full enclosure that you could walk in, but you could see if anyone's in there before you walk in. And then it will have a hand wash station too, and a infant changing station. We've worked with the county health department on this. Usually in splash pads, you're required to have a full change. It's state law requires you to have like a bathroom with showers and everything, and then consider a splash pad a pool. And so we worked with them to kind of get away from that and provide the amenities in a reasonable format for the splash pad out there. And so we'll have a hand washing station, a child changing station on here, and then the changing area for kids and parents that are going to the splash pad.
And just quick follow-up, Madam Chair. Just wondering I was mostly concerned about the baby changing station area, because I know the park gets a lot of use by infants, and that's an important feature for moms or dads to be able to do that. Is this just for the splash deck area, or is this part of the larger concept?
So if you could see my cursor, the portalet enclosure and the changing area is going to be up right off of Phillips, just for the ease in servicing the portalet itself, but it's also going to be the closest area to the splash pad. And this bathroom is going to serve the splash pad area. We also have like a little water table that we'll install as part of right across the path. That the kids can play in. And so yeah, the changing area will be for primarily serving the splash pad at this point.
Great, thank you.
Are there any more council questions? We're running a little tight on time here. If not, I would entertain a motion. Heidi.
I would just like to make the recommended motion and also say that, to answer Sandra's question about community input, I think all of this design has also been done in really close coordination with the Lowell community and MCPS.
Thanks, Heidi. Sandy, do you have another question or comment?
Yes. Is there a way that I can amend the motion to not include to include the portalet enclosures, but not include the shade enclosure? I mean, there are a lot of trees there. They already provide enough shade. If we want to spend $41,500 on shade, I think that we should include full shelter. So, or is this an all or nothing thing?
I guess I wouldn't accept that as an amendment to the motion. I think the existing picnic area is going away, and I think we still need some sort of a shade structure here for picnics, for people to hang out under that isn't potentially muddy or in the grass. So that would be my comment.
Brian?
I was just going to advise procedurally, with it not accepted as a friendly amendment, Sandra can certainly make an amendment to the effect that she described, and then we can have to vote on that amendment and go back to the main motion.
Okay, would you like to vote on it? Sandy, would you like to make that amendment?
I would, if we could quickly do that.
I think that would be fine. So you're amending, do you want to state that amendment?
Yes, I want to amend the motion to only include the portalet enclosures for the purchasing and not include the shade structure.
Great. Brian, procedurally, do we need to get comments on that now?
You need to offer an opportunity for public comment.
Okay. Would anyone in the public like to make a comment on that motion? I'm seeing none, so let's do a roll call vote.
If I can interrupt, Amber, would be good to check in with council members to see if there's any deliberation on that. And
okay.
like the staff might want to respond as well.
Okay, sorry, Neil has his hand up. I'm not good at this,
I think
this virtual format.
Stacy
Neil,
might have beat me if she wants to go first.
Okay, that's fine. Stacy.
Well, my question is for you, Neil. So on this, so we are thinking here, because I'm pretty sure you said that we are buying several of these at a bulk price. And so this, that it is not $40,000 for just this one particular park, but for all of them, because they're going into several different places. Is that correct?
It is correct. It's about 38,000, and then freight costs for that shelter. Did that kind of answer your question, Stacy?
Okay, so but is it, if we take away this one, how does that affect the purchasing of the other ones?
It's not necessarily a bulk cost that we're getting. We're just saving on freight costs. And so by adding all these together, instead of buying separately for each park, we would save about $4,000 or $5,000. And so we would save 40 if we didn't put in the trellis, but at the same time, it would, if we ended up putting it in later at a later date, then we'd have to pay the freight costs just to get here individually.
Thank you.
Were you going to say something else, Neil?
Yeah, we get a lot of desire and requests for shelters and reservable spaces near the splash pads, both at Bonner, at Westside. Westside's really desirable, and we haven't really had a good reservable space with the existing bathroom. So I think that was why this was highly desirable with the neighborhood, is that they could reserve this area for birthdays or picnics and everything next to the shelter or next to the splash pad.
Thank you. Julie?
Support this amendment. Our picnic shelters at all of the parks get used every single day during the summer. There's birthdays, there's family reunions, and these are our community gathering sites. It's important to have this type of amenity at this park, perhaps more so than at any other place in town.
And I apologize, we are going a bit over. Heidi.
Yeah, and I guess the thing to add too is that this has an approved master plan that was approved by the Parks Board that includes this shade shelter. And I think it's been something that's been promised as a deliverable to the community. And I think that, taking it out of this funding, this opportunity to get a good price on it really just means that we'd have to find it in some other way and some other purpose. I don't think we would really save anything in the long run. We would just have to find an alternative way of getting it.
Thanks, Heidi. I didn't hear all of that. You were breaking up, but I heard most of it. And I would add that I think it's really important that we invest in our parks and what neighborhoods have said that they need and want, as we are asking neighborhoods to increase their density and have more people using the parks, and we need to make nice outdoor spaces for them. I've got a number of people, but we're running pretty over. I'll let you speak quickly, Sandra, and then I think we need to take a vote.
Thanks. I'm not saying that there's not a need for this. I know that there's a need for shelter. I just think it's silly to spend this much money on just shade, because the weather in Montana changes so quickly and so abruptly, really for short periods of time. So if it hails or if it rains for like just a quick 20 minutes, that would make everybody leave the park, because under the pergola, it won't save the people from the rain. So I think we're going to spend this much money. It should be a full shelter, and that's why I'm amending that we do not purchase this to shade. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. And I think that Neil spoke to some of the reasons around that with regard to people sleeping and things. Mirta, do you want to make a quick comment before we vote?
No, you can just go ahead.
Okay, let's take a vote on the amended motion to not include the shade shelter.
Just a point of clarification, Amber, and to the staff, this is just a vote on the amendment.
Right, the amendment. And
did you want me to do a roll call vote for
yes,
that?
yeah. Sorry, I thought you were
Okay,
just
that's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay. Stacy Anderson?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. I was like good on the unmuting. So no, I do not support this amendment.
Okay, thank you. Stacy Anderson votes no. Mirta Becerra?
No.
Mirta Becerra votes no. John Contos?
No.
John Contos votes no. Heather Harp.
Yes.
Heather Harp votes yes. Jordan Hess. He's absent, sorry. Gwen Jones.
No.
Gwen Jones votes no. Julie Merritt.
No.
Gwen Jones, Julie Merritt votes no. Jesse Ramos is absent. Amber Sherrill.
No.
Amber Sherrill votes no. Sandra Vaseka.
Yes.
Sandra Vaseka votes yes. Brian Von Lossberg.
No.
Brian Von Lossberg votes no. Heidi West.
No.
Heidi West votes no. That is 2 yeses and, oh goodness. One, 2, 3. And 8.
8.
Oh.
Yeah. 8. Great. And so let's do a roll call vote, if you would, Karina, on Heidi's proposed motion as is in the agenda.
Okay. All right. Stacy Anderson.
Yes.
Stacy Anderson votes yes. Mirtha Becerra.
Yes.
Mirtha Becerra votes yes. John Contos.
Yes.
John Contos votes yes. Heather Harp.
Yes.
Heather Harp votes yes. Gwen Jones.
Yes.
Gwen Jones votes yes. Julie Merritt.
Yes.
Julie Merritt votes yes. Amber Sherrill.
Yes.
Amber Sherrill votes yes. Sandra Vaseka.
No.
Sandra Vaseka votes no. Brian Von Lossberg.
Yes.
Brian Von Lossberg votes yes. Heidi West.
Yes.
Heidi West votes yes. That is 9 yeses and 1 no.
Sandy, is this okay to go on the consent agenda?
Yes, it is okay to go on the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you. So that passes and will be on the consent agenda. And I think that's all we need. So there's nothing else I missed on that, is there? Okay. All right, so we will be adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks.